Construction company owners, if you are now struggling with your financial performance or with your cash flow, you're not alone. A small business survey that was just done a couple months ago, about 94% of business owners are having cash difficulties. And we could go into so many industry factors that are leading to this, but construction is one of those that's getting hit the worst. Okay. Couple of things. Now is the time to put in that 13-week cash flow, not immediately when you're in crisis. Slow down the pitches, 13 weeks. We have a free template, download it. We're happy to help you execute it as well. Sign up to our newsletter. We're going to give a lot of tips on that. But in addition to that, right? So that's going to be very tactically, ground floor, just navigating your cash, right? Now is the time that it's going to be so important to get in command of your your retention and your pricing. Okay. The pricing that you had before is good. And yes, materials have stabilized. And so that's really helpful. Everybody's happy to see that. But the retention bonus that's out there, okay, bringing that down is going to be really important. Okay, even if you take a little bit less off the top, but usually you don't have to. Okay, lean into what you're really good at. Let me give you an example of what I mean by this. One large commercial company that I was working on, just to really helping out with, the service business was doing pretty well. So we separated service from ground up builds, right? Break out the type of work and the type of project that you're working on. Break it out into your revenue and your costs against that project. And that's going to show you your gross margin. Okay. This is really important. This is how you're performing at the job level. Having your cost here is really important to being able to see what's going on. But generally, even if it's not perfect, we're looking for directionally correct. So in this example, we really learned a lot about tenant night improvement was a huge winner, right? The ground up was a bit more challenging for this operator. And so my recommendation to you is do this similar exercise. Drill down into what you're doing great at and what's not going so well. Understand what's not going so well. Immediately start driving what you're already good at. Try to understand and figure out what is going wrong here. Can it be adjusted? Or you're underpricing and you say, well, Chad, I'm not underpricing it. That's what the market is pricing it at. And so what can I do about that? Well, you know what? Maybe you don't want that revenue. This is a hot take. Not all revenue is good revenue. Even if you took less revenue, be more profitable. Right size your cost, and then grow the most profitable segments that you are uniquely qualified and great at. And you'll develop that name for yourself, if you don't already have it even, that name for yourself in that specific sector. So if you are the guy that does car washes, you'll be the guy, the company that does car washes. And hey, we have more experience than anybody else. This is how often we have to come back and do rework. Virtually never. And your teams start to get even better at that work as well. So the shotgun approach is likely not your best path to profitability. And that is addressing the long-term cash. Short-term cash, again, is our 13-week cash flow. Sign up to our newsletter, reach out, we'll send you a free template. And if you need our help with it, we're happy to help.